welcome back to Joe BRC, and this is where we left off with the UDR, and we've got the steering knuckles in, and as you can see I have fitted the bearings because the bearings came in and simple as they just push in back and front. So I got those fitted, and that is a lot tighter and a lot better steering. Of course it's going to be a bit sort of loose and floppy because I haven't got anything else to support it, but today we may change that because I have most of the front steering now apart from the two shocks, and that's what we're going to be fitting today, is everything but the two shocks in the front. So let me get all this kit out and you can have a look at it. And there we go. That's a lot of the parts to finish the front end, and as you can see, accent blue, GPM, we're doing it properly. And so we have the links for the steering links. They're adjustable, where I think the originals are just a standard length. Not sure on the proper length for it, but we'll have to just get them in and then test it and keep adjusting them. Sway bar links, proper blue end, metal all the way through, very good. And my favourite, upgraded brake discs. Yes, they don't work, but they do look a lot better than what's original. And as always, everything comes to fit them, parts and all. So with our build we're doing, we don't have any of the bolts and nuts and stuff, so this really does help because you get everything in with these pieces. So far all I've had to buy separate is a bearing kit, which you can see sort of at the back there, for the wheels and anything else I come across, and the sway bars themselves that go through the chassis. I had to get those separate, and there was something else, and the bars that join the arms, I had to get a set of those separate. But apart from those three, so far we've not had to buy anything separate. It's all just come as is the kit. So far it's going okay. So we will get on and fit these parts. And I think this first one we should tackle is probably the steering links, because they're a pretty simple idea. And we'll get on and do that. So I'll just change the camera a bit and then we'll get on it. Okay, so that's a different camera angle for you. Might work, might not. If you think it's not so good, then let me know. But I'm going with this for now. And I've just laid out more, got them out of the bags, laid them all out, ready to go. The steering arms that we're going for first, we've got the two screws for one end, for where the knuckle is. The other end, I couldn't find any in the packaging for them, but I've got a feeling that the two that came with the knuckles, that I didn't know what they were, that is probably going to be what they are, is the two for that. So we're going to use those and get these arms straight in. As I said, they're just going in standard for now until I know what length they need to be, and I'll know that by how straight the wheels will turn out. So they've got a larger end on one end, sort of a higher, you can sort of see that it's higher one end, and then you turn it around and it's shorter this end here. So the shorter end goes down into the vehicle, and the higher end goes to the knuckles. Just going to get the knuckles on first with the longer screws, and you should Loctite these because it's metal to metal, but as I'm probably going to adjust them, it's not such an important thing at the moment because they're probably going to come off this end and be adjusted this end. It makes sense because the other end is into the plastic, so if I leave them in, I don't need to worry about taking them apart again. Trusty old Allen key again. Pretty much the same size for all of these. I think there is a few that are smaller, a couple that are bigger, but it's mainly the same sort of Allen key size. Flip it upside down, try and get these lined up. They are a good fit, so you do have to sort of fiddle with the ball end to get them to go in. And they are the most awkward thing because they're right inside the car. I may try and edit this because it could take longer than you are willing to wait for. Ah, got it. It's alright. Don't panic. That should go there. So now to see if those ones do fit. Looks like they're gonna. Straight down into the plastic. Yep, that's the ones. If I find that they need to go somewhere else later, I'll have to find some bolts for that. But for now, they look like they're gonna fit in here. So that's where they're going for now. When I was saying that I didn't have any, I haven't had any extra bits, I know to put this front chassis piece on, I did have to find a couple of bolts just to get that fitted. But I mean, it's stuff that I've got around anyway, and you just match it to what the other bolts are, and you tend to sort of have stuff hanging around, I'm sure. So already I can see, I don't know if you see that, you've got a difference in the elbows there. That one's going to be straight, and this one's definitely not straight. So it does need some lengthening on one of those, or just basically lengthening on both of them probably, just to bring them out so that they're straight. But for now, I'll leave it as it is, get everything else buttoned up. So let's get these tie rods in. These ones, they have, as always, left and right on them. Left being the left side as you look out the windscreen of the vehicle, and then you've got the bars down here that go all the way through, and you basically take this and face it towards the back of the vehicle and bring it over, and then one of these bolts acts as a locker down through it, because the bars have got like little notches on them that the bolt goes into, and it just locks it in place. So you don't necessarily have to do these that tight, they just have to go in so they don't undo again, because they pretty much just lock themselves in if you get it in right, which I haven't. Classic. You do have to get them in right, because that helps. Otherwise they don't lock in place. Okay, start again. There it goes. You basically look down through the hole and you'll see when it wants to line up. Like so. That's better. The other one on the other side. Always with the writing upwards, apparently. And down through. These ones I've just noticed are a slightly different blue by the looks of it. So even though it's the same make, they haven't got the blues exactly the same. These are a lighter blue, where the arms are quite a dark, and even the steering arms are quite a dark blue. But it's not such a shame. It's not greatly noticeable. It would be better if they had just matched it, but they haven't, so oh well. Right, these, they have the ends go different ways. So one goes that way, one goes that way. Straight down through the top arm. I'm just going to put these on the end holes. And it's just a matter of putting bolts through. As you do, Allen key on it. This is probably a lot easier because we haven't got the shocks in the way. Trying to force it an opposite direction. Again, these awkward little pieces. It's nice that they've got a tight fit, but it is awkward to put in. I'm wondering whether they're meant to be slightly up, raised, to get them in. Yeah, probably what it was. Another bolt through there. And line it up. Come on. Just gotta line it up. There it goes. Again, we've got adjustment on these, so I'm just slamming them in for now until everything's together, and then we can start adjusting and final fitting. So no Loctite at the moment, this is just to get the fitment and make sure everything fits, because these aren't the original, so you just want to get everything in there, make sure it fits before you start final assembling and Loctiting everything in, because once it's Loctited you don't really want to be undoing it again, because you tend to just ruin the Loctite. But I think you'll admit, definitely starting to look like something now. It's a lot better than the original. So that's in enough for now. Test is just to, oh sorry, yeah, camera's way off. It's just to test, yeah, it moves both sides, so it's kind of doing its job. But yeah, that's looking the business. Definitely an improvement on the original, and hopefully a lot stronger. So then, final stage is just to get these bad boys on there. So they are real simple. You just chuck a pin through and slide them over. And then you just got to make sure as you go over that the pin is in the center. Bang, straight on. That is looking great. Really looking something now. What you do have to do with these is they get held in, basically get held in by the wheels themselves. So ideally you'd want to just, if you're not putting the wheels on straight away, you'd want to put a bolt on the end of here to hold them in. But I'm not going to be moving it around too much, so it should stay there enough to be alright for now, because the bolts are a strange sort of size and I haven't got any hanging around that I can put in there. It'd be something I get with the wheels. But yeah, that is looking awesome now. I mean, that's pretty much the whole front end done, bar the shocks. So just need to get the shocks in there and we've done the front end. So really looking good, really looking like something good, proper upgrade. And I do kind of like, I'm kind of growing, it's growing on me, this the blue in the middle and then the black. There you go, see the pins come out already. But yeah, so I think it's working, having the blue and then the small accent black pieces. I think because of all the black on the framework, it's going to be all right. So next episode, I reckon we're going to go not with the shocks. We're going to leave those. We'll wait until we've got the rear end done and get both shocks in there, because we don't need to mess with the shocks at the moment. What I'm going to concentrate on now is the rear axle. And I'm going to get a rear axle for this so that we can start getting a rolling chassis look to it, and it will start looking a little bit more like a proper vehicle. So definitely next episode is going to be the rear axle, when and where I can get it. So hopefully I'll get it for next episode. Otherwise it might be that I'll have to just do a fill-in episode, probably something to do with the Kraken coming out again. Maybe get some Kraken jumping going. But yeah, for now on this, we have a front end and it's looking really good. So please subscribe if you're new. Like video if you did enjoy it. And for now, just remember, if we do it one piece at a time, this is what you get. So bye for now.